Everybody, welcome to Priscilla's Kitchen. If you're tuning in for the first time, please go ahead and subscribe. So here we go. I'm trying to make me my yogurt. I have tried different yogurts. I love them. I love like five, especially the 0% one. I love it. The problem I have is it's just way too thick. Okay, and I love to control the mouth feel or the viscosity of the texture of my yogurt. Okay, so we're going to be making yogurt from scratch. Typically, I do a fat-free one. For today, when I went into the grocery store, they don't have a lot of that. So, okay, I took the 2% one. It's still good. Half a gallon, all right? So I'm going to pour all of that into my crock pot. Here's the truth. This yogurt is so easy to make, people don't even realize it. Even if you don't have any gadget, and I'm going to be making this without a gadget, sometimes don't be too fancy in a kitchen. The reality is, kitchen is a place where you have to be very practical. Some fancy things don't work, and I'm here to tell you that fact. Okay, I have put this in my crock pot. I could make this over stove top, and for my Nigerian friends, if you don't have a crock pot, you can put this in a pot. The temperature you're looking for should be 180 degree Fahrenheit. Now, milk or liquids boil at 212 Fahrenheit, 212 Fahrenheit, degree Fahrenheit. Okay, but the thing is, because I've done this too many times, I don't need a thermometer. I do have one, but I don't need one. So I've poured that half gallon in there. I try not to make too much because then when it becomes too much, I'm bored. Okay? See, milk spilled here because I was dragging it along. So don't pay no attention to that. I'm going to wipe it off. So here's the thing. So now I'm going to turn it to... I try to make my yogurts usually when I'm putting it on high. Why? If I put this thing on low, I'm going to take a, think, okay, because it's on low and then forget. I don't want to go past that. If you go past that, it will scorch. That means it at the bottom will burn. You don't want none of that, okay? You're going to be very exact in making yogurt. So I have it on high. That's because within 3 hours, and I won't even need to temp it. I can touch my hands and know it's super hot. All right, and then I'm going to cover. In 3 hours time, we're going to come back to it. That's how easy this can be. All right, because I'm making granola. In order for you to see how I bring it together, I wanted to show you this video, how to make a homemade yogurt. All right, I've also done this using a powdered cream. Like if you're in Nigeria, you know how most times we don't have liquid milk, probably because we don't have a lot of our cows are lean. Okay, we don't have all the technologies to produce that, whatever, but you can use powdered milk. I've used that. So just simply take your powdered milk and then dilute it with water. I always say make sure that you're doing that to whether you want it as a full cream or whole milk, or you want it as 2% or want it as fat free. I hope you know that. I know Nigeria will use metric system, but hey, I traded off my metric system when I entered America. It's easy. Pour it into a crock pot if you have one and turn it on. If you have even local stoves at home, just pour that thing inside pot, but put it on low. If you let the unregulated stove heat this thing, it's going to be too hot and scorch. Milk is temperamental. Just know that. All right. I'll see you once this thing hits 180 degree Fahrenheit. All right, because once we get to that point, we shut off this and then we allow it cool down again back to 70 degree to 68 to 70 degree Fahrenheit. Why? That's only at what temperature this here will activate your culture. You need a culture, live culture. Half a cup, because I'm using half a gallon. When I use full gallon, I use 1 cup of fire or any desired yogurt live culture that you have. Okay, please like, share, subscribe, and tag every single one. Right, y'all. So let's go back. I just turned this on. I'm using my trusted thermometer. Here we go. See where we are? We are on about 171 degree Fahrenheit. It's actually piping hot, right? I said it should be 180. It's almost there. Okay, once it's 180, so I have a few more degree Fahrenheit and I'll take it off. Here you go. All right, you Then I'm going to, then remember we're going to, once it gets to 180, I'll turn it off and I'll let it cool down back to about 68 Fahrenheit to 70. That's the range at which you want it so that you can activate the culture. All right, I'll see you then. All right, y'all, welcome back to Priscilla's Kitchen. This is our yogurt right here. It's down now. I can feel it. It's warm to the touch, but not too hot, but just enough to activate it. So here's our culture. I took about 3/4 because again, I'm using a half gallon, right? You can take half cup of plain yogurt, right? Live culture. And I added some of this liquid to it just to thin it out so it can mix in properly. Right, so here we go. I'm going to pour this here. All right, there's no right or wrong way. Don't be scared. You can never have it too much, but you don't want it too little because then it's not going to give you the right viscosity you need. The thing I like about making my homemade yogurt is because I'm able to control the thickness, how thin or thick I want to strain it. All right, and then I use the whey to cook. Very highly proteinous. You don't want to ever miss all those nutritional values. So here we go. Now I'm going to just cover. All right, I'm going to cover this. Then I'm going to take my blanket, a very big blanket. What you want to do in order to activate this, you want to keep it in a draft-free environment. You can keep it in the oven. Some people keep it in their oven. I keep mine in my drawer right here. I'll clear here and then I'll put it right down there overnight. All right, 8 hours minimum is usually ideal, but I try to make mine always in the evening. Clearly, as you can see, it's 8:43 p.m. I'm about to wrap this up, cover it up, and then go to bed. I wake up in the morning and my yogurt is ready to be strained and enjoyed. All right, I won't mess with this till morning, maybe about 6 a.m. or so, or whenever I wake up. Do you know that the little longer you let this yogurt stay, it just gives you a little more sourness to it, which I love. A little time to yogurt is always what I appreciate more. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow and I'll show you how we strain it. Thank you. Well, here we go. You can cut it to reduce the size, or you could just leave it alone as is. You see, it's gonna slide down. What I try to do is hold my cheesecloth and make sure that it's falling into the right ways. Look at that. Let me tell you, the huge difference between making yours and the store-bought one is because with this homemade one, you get to control how much you strain. Okay, you control how much you strain. If you want it light, if you want it too thick, like a Greek yogurt. What is Greek yogurt? Is all in this training, right? If you like your yogurt super thin, then you strain just a little. If you want it middle, somewhere medium strained, somewhat thick and somewhat thin, go medium. Then if you want it to be pure Greek yogurt, then go strain more. That's just the difference. All right, I stay in this whey. Whey will be the liquid that comes out of this, so I kind of transfer it to this because I want the height to be more. This will be whey, and trust me, when I'm done, when this whole thing drains, I use this to cook. It's highly proteinous, so just don't throw it away, okay? I'm gonna let this thing this yogurt continue to strain. I'm gonna cover this with a plastic wrap together and then put it in my refrigerator. Another 3-4 hours and my yogurt will be strained, and I'll show you again, okay? I'll cover this. You want to wrap this up because now you have a good yogurt. You don't want it open in your refrigerator, taking on all the smell of whatever is in your refrigerator. All right, I'll see you in a bit. All right, y'all. Morning, here we go. I strained our yogurt and you can see, look at the consistency. Look, you see how thick this is? But I told you I'd go middle, and that's because clearly the whey will still be coming out. Now, if I swoosh this around, some part of it is very, it is loose, more loose than this, okay? So here we go. This is our strained yogurt. Can you see that? So then I poured into a plastic. I prefer a plastic wider surface, and then I covered. So let's make our yogurt. Do you see how thick that is? That's how I want mine. I try to go about a quarter cup to half, which is what I want, about 4 ounces. That's all I ask. I work, so I take it to work, or Saturday mornings. It depends on what I want. Then I'm gonna hit mine with agave nectar. Okay, you could use honey, you could use sugar. Now here's what I do. I typically just stir the very first part of it because I want to make sure that every part of this is sweetened before I add any topping. So I'm gonna drop, I have multiple grapes. The reason I slightly don't sweeten this too much is because I would like to add, I'm using grapes this morning, and the reason, because that's what I have at hand. You could use strawberries, you could use blueberries, whatever floats your boat, people. All right, so then I'm gonna add my homemade granola. How good does that look? All right, and drop my toppings again. Let me tell you, it's a party in my mouth. You see that? Voila. And let me tell you, this is sometimes how I just make it and then head to work. You see that? And then you see my homemade, my black coffee. That's exactly how most of my morning goes. Everything homemade. You make one big batch and then you enjoy. Let me give you the other options. You can parfait this. Parfait will be layered with a sauce or your yogurt, layer with maybe fruits, then yogurt, then you finish with toppings. But there should be a contrastal texture like your granolas. That's about it. It's very easy. Can you see when I make mine, the bottom is sweetened. Here we go. Wow. The mouthfeel, amazing. Then I'm gonna head with my black coffee. You see that? And my morning is made. Please subscribe, like, and share, all right? Easy breezy homemade Greek yogurt. Thank you. Bye-bye.